So, welcome. It's nice to see you all here. I am speaking about some really fantastic preview and pre-release technology in this demonstration. So I'd like you to begin by crossing your fingers for me, please, because it's an absolute no-no to do this in a live demo. But I'm just so excited to show you some of this technology. I don't want to wait until it comes out, so I'm going to give you a heads up as to it now. So with the Creative Cloud and your membership, of course, you know, you not only have access to the world's leading creative desktop applications, but also a whole host of powerful connected mobile applications, as well as all of your synchronized assets and tools, some of which you've seen in action over in the mobile playgrounds earlier. Now, this is all powered by something that we call Creative Sync, and it's powered through the Creative Cloud platform, and it means that I can begin or continue my work wherever I happen to be. And it's not just about creating content. We also provide you with a comprehensive set of tools to enable you to publish your work online or wherever that may be, through services such as the Digital Publishing Solution, which runs in addition to the Creative Cloud, and also through services that are fully integrated, such as Adobe Behance, as well as through some of your desktop applications as well. And that's what I'm going to show you some of this in action today. So I'm going to begin with my absolute favorite Creative Cloud mobile application. Some of you I know have worked on this already. This is a pre-release version. We're expecting this and the desktop application that we're syncing with to be available sort of January time. So watch this space for that. But I'm going to be working with Adobe Comp. Now, Comp is fantastic for creating layouts across InDesign, Illustrator, and Photoshop, but beginning with your iPad, on the move, wherever you may want to begin. But also, shortly to come, we're going to be syncing with Adobe Muse. Hooray. Anybody, can I just do a little Mexican wave as to any Adobe Muse users or people that are familiar with it across? Yeah, it's a little bit of a slow wave there, but well done. OK, brilliant. So Adobe Muse enables you to create web content without writing any code. It's a widget-based drag-and-drop interface, which is really, really easy to get up and running with. And in fact, it's designed by the same team who designed InDesign interface. So anybody working in that world will easily be able to make that shift. But it follows a lot of our creative design tools in terms of the way it works with layers and also the formatting tools within there. So brilliant, brilliant application. But we have a new addition to it, which is something that we've been waiting to get our hands on for ages, and very exciting. So back to Adobe Comp then. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I can choose various different formats that are all as presets within Adobe Comp, so this is really handy for me to begin my designs. I can also, in addition to the presets that are in there, create any new formats that I might want to do. So, for example, I quite often create scrolling formats as well of existing templates. So if I just open up a new composition here. Comp works in a really, really nice way on the iPad, and it's so intuitive. Once you learn a few of the gestures, you can do all sorts of things. So for example, if I want to draw in some headline text, I just do that gesture. Brilliant. If I want to draw in some paragraph text, there we go, into a paragraph box. I can also draw in some multi-line text as well. I can select this text, I can increase, decrease the size of it, etc. And of course, I can do some formatting to that text as well. Now, within this application, you've got access to your Creative Cloud libraries. So if you happen to have a text formatting style already within your Creative Cloud library, you can apply it to this text. So you might have grabbed that from InDesign, from Photoshop, from Illustrator. I can also, though, access any of my Typekit web fonts that I've already got synchronized with my Creative Cloud account, or I can add in new Creative Cloud Typekit web fonts from here as well. I'm actually going to choose one here that's already synchronized, just for the sake of time, and I'm going to choose that in bold. So I can now, again, reduce the size of this text. I can do things also with regards to the spacing of the text, all of that kind of thing, which is really nice. I can also copy this style as well, and I can tap on another element and apply it to that, so it's super quick to work. let's also add in an image frame. This is beautiful layout, by the way. I'm so happy with this layout. Let's add in a logo. I'm actually going to browse one of my Creative Cloud libraries. And now I use libraries almost like a style Bible for my different projects. So I have my, say, my color palettes within there, my text formatting styles. I have various different logos and graphics, SVGs, it may be, vector elements, all of that sort of thing, icons that I use across my various web designs. So I can access things like, let's add in this logo in here. Super quick to add in. Again, this is all powered through the Creative Cloud platform. I can resize elements. I can easily, you can see there's some smart guides within there, so I can easily begin to start to line these things up. The other thing is I can select multiple elements, and I can then also lock them together, so I can resize and move those around. And I start to create some sort of grouping and hierarchy as this part of the process. The other thing I can do, look how terrible my gestures are, but look how brilliant it is at recognizing what I'm trying to do here. I can add in image frames using gestures. So I just do a cross, there it goes, a nice image frame. And I can then populate that image frame in various different ways from my Creative Cloud files, from my library assets, but also directly from within Adobe Stock as well. And Adobe Stock integration, again, is really fantastic across the mobile applications and your desktop tools as well. I'm just going to do a quick search. So I'd like a nice, optimistic image to go in the back of this app that I'm designing here. Let me just scroll down to one that I think will be appropriate. Let's just see. You can see there's absolutely tons of choice within here. These are searching from over 44 million beautiful royalty-free images. And I can select any of them. Let's select this one. And I've got various different options from within here. I could actually license this image directly, no problem, and start using it. But actually, I might want to audition a few different images. So instead, I can choose to save a preview image, and I can save it directly into one of my libraries. So let's just add that into, where is my library? I can create a new library, by the way, as well. I'm just going to save that into my library for now. OK, brilliant. So I can also select this element now, and I can change the order of it, so I can knock it to the back there. So I can start to really manage this content. Now, instead of making you sit here while I draw a full layout bit by bit, which I love doing, actually, with this application, let me just jump to, it was mentioned that I worked in Peter, didn't it? So I'm fully qualified to say, here's one I made earlier. And this is now in a really good state. I want it. I've grouped multiple elements within there. I've put a little placeholder in for a slideshow I want to create. And now I've got the ability to send this, as I've mentioned, to InDesign, Photoshop, or Illustrator CC, as well as to Adobe Muse. Yay. So when it comes into these various different desktop applications via the Creative Cloud platform, it will come in as fully editable, non-destructive elements. So all my text and my formatting is all there, fully editable. Any images will come in either in image frames or as masked layers, so all of the original assets are there. Everything I've added from the Creative Cloud library still linked to that library, so I can then go and make changes to that element. When I come to license my Adobe Stock preview image, when I've decided, yes, that's the one I want to do, I can do that from directly within any of the desktop applications, such as Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator, as well as from the Adobe Stock website. And then that preview image will be replaced across all of the instances where I've used it in the composition from a library point. And all of those edits that have been applied non-destructively will be then applied to that edit. So fantastic workflow, hugely time-saving. So I've sent this already because I don't trust the Wi-Fi. But believe me, this is what's been sent. So I am just going to, in fact, let's just do a little experiment. Let's send it to Photoshop. We'll do that in the background. We'll just let it tick away into Photoshop. At some point, that will completely interrupt my flow because it'll pop up on the screen. So you'll see it happen. So this is the actual bona fide composition that's come over from InDesign. And the technology that I'd like to show you from within here is something called Publish Online. And now this is in a preview form, but it's up and running. So you can actually use it now in the current version of InDesign. First of all, though, I'm just going to open up my Libraries panel. And I'm going to browse to the CC Unzipped library that has been my style Bible for this particular app design I'm working on. And I just want to show you how, if I select elements of text from within here, it's super easy. There we go, Photoshop's taken over. So this is coming from Adobe Comp. So that's, and there we are, there's the, is it loaded yet? There we go. Loading up. Just give me a chance just to have a little sip of water. So this is the Photoshop document. And from within there, I would be able to edit any of the elements within there, the layers, etc., and continue my designs, create multiple artboards, do all my other layouts, all that kind of thing. Let's jump out of there, though, and concentrate on this preview technology. So I can open up this library with this text style selected, and I can add this as a new text style. There we go. So I can apply that now across any of my other instances of this layout in any application that has Creative Cloud libraries, including my video apps. OK, but first of all, what I want to do is actually create a nice interactive slideshow. I've actually got 3 images sat underneath each other in this composition. And I'm in the digital publishing layout because I want to work in an interactive form. And I'm going to click on Object States here and create a new object state with those 3 images selected. Smashing, that's all done. I now need to add a couple of buttons to operate those. So I'm going to choose that left icon there. Choose button, and it's on release or tap. I'm going to go to previous state, and I'm going to select this one and say button, go to next state. OK, brilliant, done. I can preview this. Just give it a little second to load up this preview in the EPUB interactivity preview window, the catchily named. You can find any of these windows, of course, within your Windows panel here. So this should, again, just takes a little second to preview this. But basically, once that's loaded up and I'm happy with how that slideshow works, or any of the other interactivity that I might want to add, I click on this button here, Publish Online. I send it up, either updating an existing document or creating a new one. I've got various bits of information that I can add at this point. And then, here we go, it's uploading the document. I'm just on the Wi-Fi here again, so this is super fast if you've got a non-interrupted or hardwired connection. And so let's just jump over online because, in fact, here it is one again. Oh, there it is, we're in. And so this is HTML content directly from InDesign with interactive elements in it, just like that. So straight up there, you can get your content out there. So one more thing I would like to show you, and that is Adobe Muse. So this is the document that's come over from Adobe Comp into Adobe Muse for me. There's a few things that I need to change straight away about this. Let me just minimize it a little bit so you can see what's going on. So you can see this, this is the background image that I actually added in the final version of the comp. And you can see it's still got its full size there. Nothing's been removed or reduced. It's in preview form, but I can license that whenever I'm ready to. And at the moment, if I take a look at what this site is like prior to me doing any work on it, you can see that, oh, hold on. Shown you way too soon, the magic. You can see if I start to reduce the width of my browser, this is not exactly responsive in the way that we might perhaps like it for best experience to the user. So let's just take a look at what we're able to do now within Adobe Muse for responsive scaling. So this is really a first for us. The first thing I'm going to do is to create some elements within the master page. So in fact, let's jump back over and add some navigation quickly. So I can add in some additional pages along here. I'm not going to be able to show you how to use Muse from scratch, but I just want to show you quickly how this responsive elements work. So now let's jump over to my master. And I mentioned it's all widget-based, so I can access my widgets library within here, all sorts of options within here. I want to choose, where are we? Where's my navigation menus? There we go. Let's make that a little bigger. I'm just going to add in a horizontal menu in here, and I literally just drag and drop it. Now, I can now select this element, and under resize, I'm actually going to stretch it to the browser width. I want it to sit right across the entire width of the browser. And if I show you there, if I move this in, this is how we can check how things are scaling. So that's fine. I just want that added like that. I'm also going to browse to the CC library, and here's where I have the background image. And I'm actually going to add this from here to become my page fill. And I need to just do a little bit of work to say, actually, I want to scale this to fill the image. And I can pin it in various different ways as well. So again, let's just come out a little bit smaller in here. So now I've got my background image, which is going to fill my browser, set for only as far as my last breakpoint. So there we go. Now I can add in various different breakpoints to change formatting of elements as I go. Let me just jump back to the home page here, because there's some elements within here that I'm actually going to put as my master slide, my master design. And this is because these elements are going to appear across multiple pages. So just keep an eye on time in here. I'm just going to paste those in, super easy. Drag and drop them into place. I'm also going to group them so I can work just in the way that I do with my design tools. And I'm going to choose to resize them responsively, responsive width. Now, this will do a small amount of stuff, but in actual point, fact, you can see I need to add in some breakpoints to make this scaling work better. And all I need to do that is to either double-click on there and choose the breakpoint and add it manually, or I can add in a breakpoint by clicking on this plus icon there. And now from this point, I can select elements within this. I can reformat the text. I've got options here to reformat the text just within this breakpoint, or if I switch this over across all breakpoints, so I might want to reduce the size of the text across the board. So let me just select that text. And let's take it down so it all fits on one line again. So you get the general idea. I can also do things like repositioning this icon, move it around, all of this sort of stuff. Now, again, because we have such minimal time, I just want to show you the final version. I can preview this page, or the whole site, indeed, within my browser. Or I can take a quick look within this preview tab here within the interface, and this will show you the exact code. But what I can't then do is see the browser width changing. So I want to show you actually within the browser. So let's preview this site, this page, rather, in the browser. Oh, wrong one. Let me get it open. I've got it here. Just going to show you a completely empty page there, which isn't that interesting for you. So this is the final version of this site. Here we go. So now you can see, all without writing any code, we have beautiful responsive scaling within Adobe Muse, which I can now publish via FTP sites. I can publish the HTML code out. I can then continue editing that code if I like. And I can make sure that everybody is seeing the content in exactly the way that I would like. The other great thing that I can do, of course, though, either through our external web browser where you can add users so they can do in-browser editing, or through Business Catalyst, which is currently what I'm published through, I can add admin users into here, which then means when I click on the Edit tab, I can share this with my customers, my students, my friends, whoever I may want to share this content with, and allow them to edit elements from within this site. Again, if you've FTP'd your site through an external site other than Business Catalyst, you've got this portal where you can add admin users, and in fact do that really, really easily just by adding email addresses to invite people. So here we go. I can edit this text and make changes to it. I can also even edit elements from within this slideshow. Again, Muse widget-based slideshow. I can make changes to the images from within there. Let's quickly change one just to show you it's all true. There it is. Hooray. So that's in-browser editing. That's Adobe Muse creating beautiful, responsive websites without writing any code whatsoever. That's Creative Cloud libraries linking everything together via the Creative Cloud platform. It's Adobe Comp, my absolute favorite mobile application, which enables you to create any sorts of compositions you might want to and get them into the desktop applications in a powerful, connected, fully editable format. And there is published online via InDesign. Please go play and enjoy. Thank you very much.